Having the right funnel can completely change your life. It's the difference between not knowing where your next deal is coming from and dominating your local market. I've spent the past 2 years and tens of thousands of dollars researching and building funnels for real estate agents and brokerages. And in this video, I'm going to review how to create a killer funnel that will blow up your business. And it all comes down to 5 simple steps. So starting off with step number 1, we have the actual funnel itself. So what actually is a funnel? Well, a funnel is the series of steps a lead takes before they become a client. So there are 3 different parts to a funnel. Number 1, we have top of funnel. 2, we have middle of funnel. And 3, we have bottom of funnel. I'm going to be breaking each of these down a little bit later in the video, but just to have a quick overview, the top of funnel's goal is to generate inbound traffic. The middle of funnel's goal is to nurture the leads, and the bottom of funnel's goal is to promote your offer and build authority and close deals. In this video, we're going to specifically cover how to set up the funnel for YouTube ads and content. And so starting off with step number 2, we have understanding the lead magnets themselves. So where lead magnets appear in the funnel are middle of funnel. Again, their goal is to nurture the leads. So lead magnet funnels build brand. So essentially what that means is lead magnets are used to capture leads from every source on every platform. Lead magnet funnels get people in for a lot cheaper in terms of return on investment. This gets people in your funnel and in your ecosystem for very, very cheap. You can win their trust with your lead magnets by demonstrating you know what you're talking about at an extremely high level. So essentially you can overcome all their objections, answer every question, and push them down the funnel with your email flows. And you can determine whether or not they're qualified with your conversion mechanisms. And if they are, you can set appointments and close them as clients. So the more lead magnets you have, the more opportunities you have to capture leads because you're answering more and more of their objections, pushing them further down the line. And so the best way to make lead magnets is to come up with 6 to 12 subcategories of your target market and then make lead magnets completely solving each one of these subcategories. So your lead magnets should be amazing free courses on a particular subject that are better than information that people charge for. That is the key. People cannot read your mind. If your lead magnet is basic and half-ass, people are going to think you're basic and half-ass, and they will definitely not be hiring you. So it should be in-depth and valuable so that people have no choice but to view you specifically as the expert, and it should be so good that it's too good to fail. So it's also very, very important that your lead magnet is interesting and desirable to your target market, but only interesting and desirable to your target market. So for example, if you were trying to attract buyers in a specific area, you might do a program around buying in that area with specific advice. So it's important to understand that people moving to another city won't care, people outside of that area won't want this, and people with that area in mind will know what this is, right? So this is a perfect example. In comparison, if you run something like a free buyer's guide, renters might be interested, people moving to a completely different area will want this, people who aren't even in the right market might click out of curiosity. So then your CRM and data will get slowed down by people that are not even in your specific market, right? So formats of different lead magnets are things like checklists, masterclasses, guides, home evaluations, MLS drips, and unlisted videos. So here are the tests that I use in order to make sure a lead magnet makes sense. So number 1, what I use is the 60-second test. So does it have titles and images on each slide? And if you use a 60-second timer and you read it aloud, does it set the frame and hook in under 60 seconds to the reader? Next is the $50 test. So I ask myself whenever I create a lead magnet, would I genuinely pay $50 for this lead magnet? Does it have templates, frameworks, examples, and does it have unique insights? Number 3 is the useful test. So is it actually useful? Are there actionable steps for each part? And is there a plan to implement within the next 24 hours? If not, it's probably not good. And the readable test is, do you actually sound like this when writing out the lead magnet? So don't use just ChatGPT to write you a lead magnet, have everything talk like, a robot, and people can just tell like, look, this is just some generic information. It's basic. Even if it has decent information based on a specific location, if you're talking to them and it doesn't sound like you, people are going to be thrown off by that. And they do notice. So it's important for it to sound like you. Does it have actual images and frameworks? And make sure to avoid jargon as well in the readability test. So next we have content itself. This is step number 3. Essentially, the content is going to be placed at the top of funnel, organic content. So essentially, content should be posted on the following platforms: LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. And what you should definitely be doing is cross-posting content to each platform. It's really simple. It's not as much work as you think. So you should have the links in the bios, description, posts, and so on with the link to your lead magnet landing page in order for them to download it. So next, for long form YouTube, you're going to want to post one unedited technical long form YouTube video per week. Little to no editing on this video is very important. You're going to want to screen share it over a Miro board, Google Doc, or so on just to go through it in order to add visual appeal. And you're going to want to actually try and teach something to people and to show off your skills. So post one featured listing tour every other week or every 30 days. What this is going to do is bring in traffic, and then your technical videos are going to bring in the actual clients. And this combination will get you more clients than you've ever thought before. So most realtors are heavily relying on the editing and retention tricks and light on the actual substance within the video. Don't be like them. Make good content. So here's the YouTube video framework. So within the first 30 seconds, does the title give them a reason to click? Does the thumbnail give them a reason to click? Do you tell them the end result of the video in the hook? And do you give them a reason to watch the rest of the video? Number 2 is the content. So would you honestly pay $50 to watch the entire video? Very similar to the lead magnet. Do you focus on teaching them something in the video? Is the video useful or actionable? And is there an exact plan for them to execute within the next 24 hours? Again, very similar to a lead magnet, right? Generating content, in a sense, is a lead magnet. And from here, generating the leads themselves, is your lead magnet on the first line of the description? Is your lead magnet in the pinned comment? Do you have a short sales letter in the description? And do you have an email flow attached to your lead magnet form? And if you do, your video is looking very good. And if you're missing one of these things, you can't, because as long as one of these things are missing, you're missing out on the entire framework and the steps crucial and necessary in order to make it successful. So next is the short form video. So the goal here is to take a winning long form video, or viral, however you want to look at it, and break it up into the 3 to 5 best subtopics that you possibly can. From here, people are going to see your short form content. They're going to click your profiles, and then they're going to opt into your lead magnets. So these kind of short form videos, they can be edited for retention and traffic, but again, you're still trying to focus on the message and the value. So content helps your ads perform better. Your name will rank higher, and then people will see you when they look up at the top of the page. So it's very important, again, to post both short form and long form. The goal of short form is basically to get your name ranked faster, and long form is essentially supposed to build that trust. So next we have YouTube ads themselves. So these are also top of the funnel, and again, trying to generate inbound traffic. A lot of people ask me, why do we use YouTube ads comparatively to things like Facebook ads? And the reason for this is actually pretty logical. So lead quality is generally way, way higher on YouTube comparatively to just like Facebook itself. And it's based on intent. So YouTube people are there to learn, or they're there to be entertained, and people view YouTube as a search engine. So essentially, when you get people on YouTube looking specifically for the terms that are aligned with your product or service, you can focus on those people, and as a result, you can get in front of quality prospects. So YouTube is fundamentally a long-form platform, meaning that people are usually watching videos that are 10 to 15 minutes plus, whereas on Facebook, you're getting people that are often like doom scrolling, or they're not really paying attention to what they're doing. So for actually the YouTube ads themselves, to break down the creatives, how we script them is through a formula called the hook, story, close. So within the first 5 to 15 seconds, you're going to introduce the benefits of working with you without the pain and driving desire. Next is the story, which is also known as the body. This is 40 to 120 seconds long. Here, you're essentially presenting the selling point or the angle. And then finally, the close is the call to action or the twist to knife. So next we have recording. For this, I just typically recommend natural lighting. If you have a big window with natural light coming in, use that. Use a teleprompter app in order to memorize your lines fairly quickly, or if you need to read off them and skim them quickly, that's what I also recommend. And use a minimalistic background. Essentially, you're also going to want to record the hooks and bodies separately and then edit them together. So just some things to note as well. You want the ads to be 1:30 or less in length, and the older the demographic, the less need for retention editing. And remember, 80% of the creative success is the hook itself. Your first ad probably won't be a home run, so you want to launch a minimum of 5 ads to start off, whether you have different campaigns. If you want to understand how to actually run YouTube ads, you can check out my full 48 free-minute course. That'll be linked in the description below. So next we have remarketing. What actually is remarketing? So the goal of remarketing is to take the audience of prospects who have already clicked on your ad, viewed a YouTube video, or subscribed to your channel, and continuing to show them specific targeted ads. So essentially, the YouTube ads plus organic combo is the key to this entire thing. So your organic serves the role of providing value fast to your audience, give. Pitching your organic content can take away from your message. And rather than pitching your audience with your content, your ads serve as a natural call to action. So people expect to get pitched during an ad. And because you built up goodwill within the market using your value-driven content, your ads will serve as a natural ask. So finally, step number 5, we have the follow-up systems. So where they appear in the funnel is, again, bottom of funnel. These are email marketing, SMS marketing, phone setting, case studies, and testimonials. And like I stated before, the goal here is to promote your offer by building authority and closing more deals. So for email and SMS marketing, here's just an example. You can take a screenshot of email and SMS flows that I typically send out. They're going to come from your YouTube ad. They're going to land on a landing page with your lead magnet. And from here, you're essentially just going to want to follow this framework of essentially a delivery email and a text simultaneously sent immediately. And the same thing applies after 24 hours and then 48 hours and then every 2 to 5 days for a total length of 30 days. And the same applies to different lead magnets as well. And you can, again, take a screenshot of this, check it out. That's basically the framework that I use. So we also have phone setting. So it's important to understand that immediately when a lead comes in, you're going to want to initially call them and double dial them just to make sure. And this is going to be typically under 30 minutes and ideally within 5 minutes of the lead coming in. And either you can do this, or if you have an appointment setter, you want to do this. Essentially, the structure is going to be 1 call per day for the first 5 days. And then after that, you can start spacing it out a little bit less. So next we have reply management. So again, similar to phone setting, you're going to want to reply to the prospect in sub 5 minutes. And you're also going to want to call the leads that are responsive. So never shoot for appointments without justification or value exchange. And you're always going to want to push towards another lead magnet conversion mechanism or training as they further get pushed down into the pipeline and as you send more and more messages. And that's basically how you can create a killer lead generation funnel specifically for real estate agents in 2025. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.